Morning Magazine with Bill Becker continues.
Thank you, Chuck. And joining us right now is one of the two Democratic candidates for State Representative District 120, Daniel Horton. He joins us right now. Good morning, Daniel.
Good morning, Bill.
Welcome to the Morning Magazine. Question we lead off with all of our candidates. Why are you running for state representative?
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty simple answer. I want to help as many people as possible. And I know that is so stereotypical of, any politician running for office. But I think that what we need are more public servants that really do feel compassionate about people that need help. I grew up in a poor family, talk about this all the time when we're, having our stump speeches or Democratic meetings. But I grew up in a poor family. The food I ate growing up came from a food bank at the local church. Our clothes were hand-me-downs from our neighbors. I know what it's like to struggle. In Monroe County, it's something like almost half of all of our households here in Monroe County live above the federal poverty line, but they still struggle to afford basic expenses like housing, childcare, food, transportation, healthcare. I know what that's like, so I'm passionate about helping people as much as I can.
You're new to politics, aren't you?
That is correct. This is actually my first live interview, Bill.
It is. Well, you just got out of law school last year, didn't you?
That's correct.
Why get right out of law school and jump into politics like this?
Well, that was never my plan. I was the president of the student body at FIU College of Law. And I was very involved with the community up in Miami-Dade. I do a lot of activity work, working with the homeless, doing, citizenship drives, Special Olympics, whatever I get my hands on, I like to do. But I want to get involved, again, to help people. And I've done so much volunteer activities, and I've seen the way the legislative environment works in Tallahassee. We need a lot more Democrats in office. We need people in office that are really focused on getting out there and helping people and making that possible at the legislative level in Tallahassee.
Now, you're just out of law school. You got a lot of student debt. In fact, on your net worth is a negative $133,000, isn't it?
Yep. Well, listen, I told you I grew up in poverty, and for a lot of people, and especially a lot of young people in my generation, going to grad school is the price of trying to escape poverty. I got my undergrad degree in English literature, and nowadays a grad degree is basically what a high school diploma was 20 or 30 years ago. You can't do a whole lot with it. If you really want to advance yourself and help your family, you got to get that graduate degree. And for poor families, the cost is a lot of student loans. So, I've got them. I got almost, $140,000 in student loans, but it is what it is,
For most of us here in the Keys, probably never heard of you. Rarely have we heard of Kevin Diaz either. He ruffled a few feathers recently with his piece in the Blue Paper, basically calling the Florida Keys Stewardship Act kind of something of a conspiracy to overdevelop the Keys. What are your thoughts about what he wrote, and how do you separate yourself from him?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't think that the Stewardship Act is a Republican conspiracy by any means. I think, Mayor Carruthers is pretty right on with her analysis of what Kevin wrote. I think the most important thing to understand about the Stewardship Act is that it's woefully underfunded. Monroe County has the average value of vacant lots in unincorporated Monroe County is about $30,000, right? And so the overall amount of vacant lots amounts to about $250 million. So the max funding under the Stewardship Act was supposed to be $25 million a year for 10 years, right? But it's only getting $5 million. And I don't think that it's a coincidence that act just popped up in an election, right? But I will say that $5 million a year as opposed to 25 isn't going to do a whole lot. You're not going to stretch that very far in Monroe County.
How do you feel that our current state representative, Holly Raschine, is doing? How could you do better?
Well, listen, I've said this a million times. Holly's a nice lady. Kevin's a nice guy. I don't have any problems with them personally, but I definitely think that Holly I think that she follows orders. I think that she takes her marching orders from the Republican Party. I don't think that she's been very vocal about some of the really big issues that are important to the Keys. Climate change, sea level rise, one of them, right? I mean, we have a governor in Florida that denies climate change even exists, right? And as the representative for the Florida Keys, I feel that you have an obligation to call him out on, right? But we don't. We never see our Republican representatives calling out Governor Scott for the nonsense that he says climate change doesn't exist, right? I mean, we see it. We see it in Miami-Dade, we see it in Monroe County, and we have to answer it. We have to start coming up with solutions to do it. I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to fight for this community, and I have no problems calling out, nonsense when I see it.
Mm-hmm. How about gun control? How do you feel about that?
Well, I think that gun control, obviously, that's one of the really important issues in this election. At the federal level is one thing. At the state level, I think we have to implement universal background checks. I think that common sense, polling shows that an overwhelming majority of the citizens support common sense background checks. I think that some of the more interesting policy suggestions, you can see a lot floated around of having insurance, basically personal liability insurance policies for gun owners. Now, that's something that has been implemented in other states. I think it's something that's worth looking at. Basically, treat a gun just like a car. There's a lot of danger in owning a car, and you pay insurance accordingly. There's a lot of danger in owning a gun, and, if we implemented some of these insurance requirements, that might be a possible solution.
How about Everglades restoration?
Sure. Everglades restoration is one of the most important things that I talk about all the time. Basically, the Florida Bay and the Florida Keys are at the mercy of what's going on up at Lake Okeechobee right now. So our governor, of course, our Republican legislators have basically gutted all the clean water requirements that we've got in this state. A while back, I think it was 2011, they got rid of all of the growth management statutes that had been there for 30 years that kind of kept a close eye on what we were doing with development and balancing that with the importance of the Everglades. So what we have to do, we have to restore the flow of Lake Okeechobee all the way down to the Florida Bay. Because without that flow, one, Port St. Lucie and the communities there by Lake Okeechobee are suffering with all the algae. But also, our Florida Bay is becoming hypersaline because we don't have that freshwater supply. That has to be a priority. And not just a priority for me, but that has to be a priority for every legislator from here all the way up through the water. We should all be outraged that this hasn't solved. And we should also be outraged our legislators and our governor has allowed this to take place over the past, 8 years. Slowly but surely, every protection that we had has just fallen by the wayside.
Earlier in the campaign, you had filed papers for the Senate race for District 39, but then changed your mind. Why was that?
Correct. We sat down with some people from the Democratic Party, and we decided that the best thing for us to do was run for the House race. One of the things that was really important to me was that the Senate and the House district overlap. So the House district is basically Homestead all the way down to Key West. The Senate district was FIU down to Key West. So, talking to the party, they asked me to run here. They thought that we had a really good chance to win. And I want to be a team player. I'm not one that's going to, try to fight the party for what they want to do. I want to help the party win, need as many seats as possible. We need to get some of these House seats. That's what I'm doing.
Okay. You made the news recently with you bought a Pokemon Go character to appear at your Bayview Park event. What was your thought behind that?
Yeah, that's something for our generation. Pokemon was, when I was in middle school, elementary school, that was a cool thing, right? But it's a new phenomena. It's a really cool way to reach out to young people. Young people are often forgotten about in elections, but I think that they're a really important voting bloc this year nationwide. So we saw an opportunity. We got involved with Pokemon, invited some people out. We had a good time.
Okay. Daniel Horton, candidate for the Democratic nomination for State Representative District 120. Thanks for joining us today. Appreciate it. Good luck tonight at the hometown event.
Thank you, Bill. Have a good one.
Take care. Bye now. It is 8:24.